to start or to cover it. But we've started. Wow.
Yeah, we've been started.
Hello.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey guys,
yeah.
hell yeah. Hey, just a quick question. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I look stupid.
I mean, taking it off is not helping. You still look stupid.
Ooh.
I know I would say the same thing about you, but you look massively stupid. With that being said, is there any movie that you guys have watched that you enjoy or liked a lot that don't remember a song that's in it? Like, let's put it. Let me rephrase that. Is there any time you're listening to a song and you're like, "Oh, that's in that movie"?
A lot of times, yes.
A lot of times, yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Ryan, get the fuck out of here. We don't need you here. You look stupid.
No, bully him.
Well, it is what it is. So we're going to be talking about that and much more. So stay there. Don't go anywhere. If you go somewhere, I hate you. Episode of the Nerd Archive podcast.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, but who the hell cares about wildlife anyway?
Right. We're over.
Oh, look at that. It ended on the right screen.
Woo.
I wonder how that can happen.
The magic of not editing.
The magic of knowing what the fuck you're doing.
Hey, I just put the scenes in the wrong order. Because as you notice that three speaker scene, this goes behind the scenes, folks. I put below the 4 speaker scene without even realizing that that's how you fixed it. I had them reversed and not the way it was supposed to be. But it is what it is. You live and you learn.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't here last week just to help with the production. But
we still would have had some kind of technical fucking difficulty whether you were here or not. So
that's part of our podcast. So, it is a podcast. It is the Nerd Archive podcast. So we have Justin, Yadi, Lola. My name is Louis, and don't pay attention to Ryan on the chat. He's not important. That's what his parents told him. So moving on, music and movies and games. So real quick, I want to start with Lola. When it comes to games, let's start with the games.
Okay.
What game comes to mind when someone asks you, great soundtrack? Halo. That's a great...
Here's the thing, though. I don't know any of the songs. I just remember headbanging a lot while killing aliens.
Yeah.
So it was a mood the entire time.
Fun fact. Hallmark has a Christmas ornament of the original Xbox, and when you press the button to turn it on, it plays the turn on sound, and then it goes into the Halo song. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
The original Halo theme is widely adopted as the gamer national anthem.
Yes.
They even put it in churches.
They do. They do. I will go to a church that plays that.
Dude, I'm sure you've seen these videos as well, but I've seen like plenty of like church choirs or like old school like Gregorian style like vocal groups that do the harmonizing and all that stuff for the Halo theme, and it is fucking epic.
Well, imagine this. You walk in, they're playing that song, and then you look over at a picture of Jesus, but it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Perfect.
Interesting. The Halo theme song with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Bit of a mix-up, but
hey,
we'll go with it.
It's nerd realm.
Right.
Nerdheim.
Nerdheim.
Yeah. That's actually a collectible nerd store in Savannah, Georgia. Nerdheim.
No shit.
Yeah. And then that is the collectibles, but then next to it there's a comic book store and it's called Odin and Sons.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Sticking with the theme.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The same owners. They share.
Okay.
There's two doors, but when you walk into one side or the other, there's a wall and there's a space you can walk through either one.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
I know. Yadi
Ooh.
games.
Tony Hawk. Always in my head. Tony Hawk 3.
Oh, Tony Hawk 3.
Tony Hawk. There's a lot of songs in that one, but that's the one I remember the most because it had pretty exciting music. While you were just falling or trying to do tricks, unless you have the game hacked and whatnot. But
Yeah, that's what started my emo phase for sure. Papa Roach and Tony Hawk. Yeah. And then also watching wrestling. It was almost like the same music at the same time. So I thought it was pretty cool.
People. When
Yeah.
they had people on it. Hey. Oh, that was the SmackDown. I think it's Here Comes the Pain, or one of the WWE games as well. They had that like the song in the beginning of the shows and whatnot. They played it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
To me, it was perfect. They don't have that in the new ones, but
I mean, they change it every couple of years.
yeah, it has changed a lot of times since I remember that Beautiful People song.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of wish they'd go back to it for like, if they ever do like an old school, like an old school reunion style episode of SmackDown. They really need to get that intro. I mean, there's been videos like they'll like rework the old Raw and SmackDown intros for like the modern roster, which is like super, super cool.
Yes. You still have those fans out there.
Oh yeah.
Justin, what about you?
Legend of Zelda. Simple as that. I mean, honestly, it's one of the, if not the greatest video game franchise of all time, period.
For our generation, yes.
Yeah.
No.
You agree to disagree.
Period.
It's okay.
I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
But also
I would agree with you, but I'd be wrong too. So so I want to circle. Sorry, Justin. I want to circle back to Lola. Just Halo?
I mean, I'm sure there's more, but I'm catching up on games currently.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I didn't have many consoles. You did growing up, but I didn't have many, so I feel like I'm playing catch up with a lot of like older games.
Right.
Thus far, Halo for sure.
Okay. I can see, I like your explanation.
Yeah.
So, Justin, anything else other than Zelda?
I mean, to be honest, there are other good games, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, I absolutely agree with Lola. Halo has an incredible soundtrack. What is it? Fallout has some really good music. I mean, I happen to be wearing the shirt, but honestly, Legend of Zelda honestly stands at the top for me because, I mean, the orchestral numbers and like of the different areas, the dungeons, the boss fights, like, I mean, Koji Kondo, I mean, he knows, he is incredible when it comes to video game composition. Like to me, there's no one better.
Right. And here's the thing. There's a difference we do remember these games because of the music.
Mm.
But we can't call it a soundtrack per se because they either do soundtracks or they do scores.
Okay, but scores also fantastic.
No, of course. Like an orchestra score, it brings you into the game. Like I feel like when you get a game that has an orchestra based music, you get immersed into it.
Mm-hmm.
When it's a soundtrack, you just feel like,
Oh, that's a good way to describe that.
if that makes sense.
I think I get into games more if they can do their own like original music and do it well.
Right.
So when you do like really good orchestral like music scores and things like that, I think it goes that much further, I think, in bringing you and keeping you immersed in the game itself.
Right.
Agreed.
Like the loading screen from GTA 4. We heard that a lot because the loading took forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like that song itself from the GTA, but GTA 4, to me, it's stay
What
in my
was
brain.
the song? Because I can't remember.
I don't even remember it either.
Like if I hear the song, I know exactly. Okay, that's from
not
this.
It's just
Probably.
instrumental. I'll send it to you.
While he searches for that, I want to pause real quick because I don't know if you've seen my brother's camera, but the way that mine's doing it too. The way that your microphone looks, it just looks like the foamy part is like
It's floating.
in air.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Because it thinks it's part of my shirt. Do you see?
Oh, I see.
Yep.
It's kind of trippy a little bit.
Yeah.
Huh?
As soon as I
I
do
was
that,
confused for like
Yep.
a
it
second.
It
disappears.
blurs that out as well.
Okay.
that's
I'm
funny.
gonna send it in our full Discord,
Ah, gotcha.
so Ryan
Gotcha.
can catch up to it too.
No, fuck that. Just send it on our chat. He doesn't need to know.
It's already there.
Damn.
But yeah, I feel like that loading screen, it was epic, and yeah, I don't know. It was such anticipation for that game, and play for hours,
Adds
not
at the
killing
beginning.
people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You see,
What's funny is I haven't played that game in so long. Like I would probably hear that song and would completely forget what game it's attached to.
Oh, the only thing I can hear right now is the ad that is playing.
Yeah,
Ruin Zifra.
pretty much.
People
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
eat. Yeah, because I feel like Grand Theft Auto 5, it wasn't as epic as that one, like the loading screen music.
No, that one is more like 007.
Right.
Yeah.
007. Like, I know that that one, like, it's between both things that we're going to talk about, games and movies, but GoldenEye, I just, because here's the thing, the same song played throughout the entire game. So it's like, how many of you did turn off the music because it just kept
Not in that
replaying?
one. I don't think in that one I turned it off.
Which song are you talking about? Like the main theme for
The main theme for 007.
Like GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't really turn off the music. To be honest, my favorite part about that one was the music they played when you paused the fucking screen or when you paused the game.
Right. Well,
Like the slow down, like kind of hip hoppy version of the main theme, which I thought was kind of cool.
so it's one of those soundtracks, even though it's a score, but it's one of those songs that or the full soundtrack was kind of similar, different songs, and it played back to back. So you didn't know when one ended, when the other one started. So to me, it was one big song that just like kept playing on loop. But I did turn it off at one point because I'm like, okay.
I mean, there are certain games that you have to do that with because it's like, you really getting tired of hearing this shit. So it's like, no, turn off the background music.
Yeah, and then the only time it changed, it got sped up when things were getting like really intense.
Mm-hmm.
So the song would speed up. But I think that the Pokemon games, sometimes I can hear that song in my sleep. Especially when you got into a battle, that initial song that played and that like chime.
Yep.
You get into battles a lot in your dreams?
I do. Mostly with Pokemon. And mostly naked. I don't know why.
I feel like that reveals a lot about your childhood.
Yeah. And it's mainly Ekans.
I don't know what that is.
Give me a second.
The following contains violence, coarse language, and adult situations not suitable for minors. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's pretty much what plays every time I fall asleep.
But
So,
he's naked, so.
yeah. Most of the time. All the time. Like a lot. Okay.
What are you gonna do if there's ever like a fire?
I'm still naked.
I've always wondered
in
that
the
about
dream.
people that sleep in the nude. Like, hey, you're sleeping naked. Now there's a fire. Now you're.
Clothes is the last thing I'm thinking about if it's on fire.
That's
You know
my
what I mean?
point.
At that point, it is what it is. Like, I'll just get in my car.
Firefighters get there and it's all butt.
I'm sure that's not the only thing that's gonna be out.
I know, but I didn't want to be like, you know.
Ekans.
It's more like Carter P, but
Huevos and butt.
yeah, it's more like Caterpie or Weedle. I'm just sad now. So let's just get back to this.
Yeah.
The Mario games.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
epic as well.
Those are super epic because it's a classic. It's a classic. It's that 8-bit like sound that it's just doesn't matter if, even though that we're in 2024, any Mario game still has that.
Yeah, I recently saw a video of the instrument they use for this, and I forgot the name, but the guy was playing all the little different ones and how with the same instrument and twisting here and there with the sound, like they shifted to the underwater and all the stuff, you know.
Right.
The only thing I can remember about Mario games growing up was the Bowser laugh.
Like the Nintendo 64.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hated that.
Every time you died.
Da-da-da-da.
Super afraid of it.
Yeah.
Super afraid of it.
Another one that merges between TV, movies, and games is the Dragon Ball like soundtracks. That original theme song, dun dun, and it just goes off very heavy metal. Dragon, send a dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Like that to me, I hear that and I just get nostalgic immediately.
Oh yeah. What's funny, it's like that's the original theme for the American release, and then you've got like Chala Head Chala from the original Japanese release, which is honestly just as cool in my opinion.
We
And
had it in
so
Spanish too. That one, same one in Spanish. Yeah.
That one, yes.
oh yeah, they are both super cool.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, now that we're talking about music and sounds and whatever, did you know that the sound for like the Super Saiyan sound that you hear in the background every time they transform or they're on idle is the heartbeat of a baby when you hear it through a sonogram? When it's constant, it's pitched down with like air, with the same rhythm. So when I saw that, I'm like, that's cool.
Neat.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So, movies. What do you think? What movie do you think that has like the best score or soundtrack? Start with Lola again.
I wouldn't say the best score, but I can tell you the best composer that comes to mind. It's like Hans Zimmer, because he does stuff for like, he's done stuff for Star Wars, he's done stuff I think for Harry Potter, he's done stuff for Thor, he's done stuff for Interstellar, he's done a bunch of shit. Love his music. Also, soundtrack specifically, Iron Man.
Like the.
Yeah.
AC/DC.
That they did
AC/DC.
not play in the movie that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bastards.
What other? There's so many though. I used to also download a lot like soundtracks from movies, and but like I said, score wise, Hans Zimmer's great songs.
John Williams.
Don't know her.
I don't know.
What?
John Williams, Star Wars, the main theme song.
Oh yeah, no.
Jurassic Park, Home Alone, Indiana Jones, Saving Private Ryan, Harry Potter.
Yeah. The man is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, there's a version of Star Wars that I really like. Justin, you were talking about like chorus, like people in a chorus singing together. But it's from the newer movies.
Like an orchestra playing
It's
it?
an orchestra, yeah.
Like in
Trying to find it real
the
quick.
episode 3?
No, it's from the newer, like the ones that nobody
Oh,
likes.
Oh shit.
7 and 8, 9.
Yeah.
Huh.
They do have a really good song though. It is called My Phone Cooperates with Me.
Yeah.
That's very new. They don't have phones in the movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, but that's generally how John Williams does his stuff, especially in Star Wars, and it's always incredible. It's always epic, and I mean, even in the sequel stuff, which nobody really likes, but honestly, it's probably one of the big positives about those projects is like, hey, at least you have some good music to kind of set the stage.
Right. So if you hear some songs or some scores, you know where that song is from. Like if you hear the theme song for Superman, you know that it's Superman.
Oh, of course.
You hear Harry Potter, you know exactly. Granted, Jurassic Park, E.T., like all these songs, you might not know the names of the song, or like you might not know how to look for them unless you put the name of the movie on your search. But randomly, if they start playing, you know exactly where they're from.
Oh yeah, the second you hear those first few notes, and you're like, oh my god, that's it. Easy. I mean, easy. Like, I mean, like you said, everybody knows Lord of the Superman, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings as well. Crazy shit.
Danny Elfman. He's
Nerd.
like Beetlejuice, the score for Batman, which in turn turned into the Batman animated series theme song, which to this day is, I think, is one of the most recognized
That's
for
what I was
our
gonna say
generation.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. Is that the Batman theme for the what's his name movies?
For Michael Keaton,
Yes,
the Tim Burton ones.
that is the song that is always stuck in my head. For like an epic movie song.
It's
Or
funny because
game.
we're gamers, but we can think of more of movie soundtracks than game soundtracks, because we can go off right now and keep naming songs or naming movies that were like Jaws. You remember Jaws, which is funny because that theme song for Jaws is actually like a sample of an older score. And I didn't know that until Sarah, she's doing schoolwork and she's playing classical music and like in her headphones as she's doing schoolwork. And she came up through she found this song that started playing and she's like, and it's an original song that came out before any of these movies came out. And it was a mix of Jurassic Park, Jaws, Star Wars, like everything. And what John Williams did is one big song, he split it and worked on it and expanded them. So that's the beauty of being this magical composer. That I saw here that he was nominated for 52 Oscars in his entire career and 25 Grammys.
Crazy shit.
Calm down. One that I found very interesting is I have a list of. So there's this guy called Thomas Newman, right? He composed some like movies like Shawshank Redemption, American Beauty, Little Woman, Finding Nemo, and so on and so forth. His cousin, it's Randy Newman, which is the creator of the Toy Story theme song.
Cool.
So it's...
Ooh, yes. Ronald in the chat. Mega Man and Sonic. Oh, yes. Also, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Castlevania. I mean, just about any Castlevania game. Like the OG Castlevania theme. Ridiculously cool. But
Doom had some cool song too.
Yeah. And when it came to soundtracks, I think that to me, the one that I listened to the most, like actual compilation of different songs, was the NBA 2K15. It just had great like pop culture songs in it for the time. Like, because usually when they take these soundtracks, they go back maybe 10 years and they put in a compilation of different songs. But that soundtrack kept playing over and over and over and over because I played it a lot. So every time I hear
Speed, dude.
Need for Speed.
ooh.
1 and 2.
Right. So
And Midnight Club.
dub edition.
Yes. Because I remember that's where I first heard a song from Pitbull and this other guy, I forgot his name. Paul something. With the grills.
With the grills.
Yeah. I forgot his name. But yeah, Midnight Club
Sean
dub
Paul?
edition.
Paul
No.
Sean? Paul?
No, not Sean Paul.
No, he's a white dude with grills.
He's a rapper. Paul Wall.
Paul Wall.
Yes.
Right as
Thank you,
Ronald Shelton said it. I'm like, damn, it hit me, and then it pops up, and as I'm saying it,
It hit the wall.
Yeah, hit the wall.
there you go.
Lola, what other movie show like you can think of when it comes to soundtracks?
Most recent that I can think of is the soundtrack from the Black Panther 2 movie. They had some really good songs there.
They do.
They have Rihanna, they have Snow the Product, and some other artists I can't remember the name of at the moment. It's the main song that they play while they're underwater. The first
Yes.
time. That artist is really good as well. Soundtracks per se, I can't remember. Mostly iconic ones, like you've already said, the Star Wars, the Harry Potter, musicals. Do those count? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no, of course.
Chicago, great music.
There you go. Rent.
Yeah,
You never seen Rent?
no, I've also never seen West Side Story, and I feel like that is sad. But you know what though? The I Want to Live in America, great song.
I wanna live in America.
I just really love when when the song starts and she's like Puerto Rico, my life's devotion. Let it sink back in the ocean. It's my favorite line.
And you sound just like her too.
I know, that's the point. I keep like singing it at random moments. What other musicals? There's so many. There's a musical called Six that's meant to be like the six
I saw the
wives of-
prequel 5.
It's meant to be the six wives of Henry VIII. So
That's
it's
a lot of numbers.
There's a
Well-
Puerto Rican girl that is singing on that
Yep.
right now.
She super happy about that. I love her and she's a great singer. Yeah, it's about the Henry VIII, his wives, and how some of them survived, how some of them, and what they did in their own way to like fuck you, dude, like you don't own me situation. Which back in the
like-
day, you know,
And it's funny how we haven't talked about like Disney movies.
yeah,
Because
It's a lot.
yeah, like The Lion King has
Mulan, Moana, Lion
Yeah.
King,
Encanto.
Tarzan,
Encanto, like
Coco.
Coco. Like there's so many so many movies that have great songs in them, and it's everyone knows Hakuna Matata
Mm-hmm.
or heard it.
Yep.
So it's just, I think when it comes to music in movies, Disney does it best.
Mhm.
Original songs for movies. I think Disney, that's where they pour all their money into.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
Yes.
Frozen. Which we
Frozen.
mentioned the last time too. Yeah.
Yes. So it's just, and that I think that's one of the reasons why kids love Disney music or Disney movies so much, because when you're a kid, you just want to sing,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing all the colors and their favorite characters and singing at the same time, they just get lost in it, and that's it.
Yeah, Fantasia.
Yeah, like it's just, again, and anybody that's listening or watching and want to say something else, but I'm gonna say it. Disney does it best when it comes to original music for movies. and I stand on it.
I would agree to that, but also specifically animated movies.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't talk about live action.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying
We don't talk
specifically
about
They're not
animated.
original. They're not original
Don't
music.
talk about Bruno,
Right.
which comes up in conversation way too often.
Yes. Yeah, way too often. Everyone
Way too
talks about Bruno.
Yeah.
But there's one movie that is not a great movie, but it has an amazing soundtrack. Electra.
Juno? Oh, yeah.
Electra.
Two
The
times in a row.
soundtrack for Electra is hands down better than the movie.
Mhm.
Isn't in Daredevil?
Do what?
Isn't
It's
that
in
one?
Daredevil. It's
Is
not
it-
Electra. It's Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're right.
It's in Daredevil when
scene
they're
is
training.
The scene that
Yes.
you're thinking of is
Yeah.
with Electra, but it's in the Daredevil movie.
Yes. That's exactly.
Ronald in the chat, actually, yeah, no, that's literally one of the things that we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. The first American theme song for Dragon Ball Z. Super, super iconic.
You can tell he wasn't paying attention.
Ah, well.
Asshole.
It's all good.
Rude bitch.
That's what I said.
Love you, honey.
The salt flows freely.
Carry on.
My Wayward Son, Supernatural,
That-
great
Supernatural.
soundtrack.
Keep going.
You little nerd. I love you. He said I was organizing my Pokemon card.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I will accept that excuse, sir.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
I mean, hey, the original theme for Pokemon from like from the very first season, like, is super, super iconic. I mean, to be honest, I said this at the beginning, like I enjoy soundtracks where they take songs from like established artists and throw them in there, and
Mhm.
especially like where they make sense. But I honestly feel like movies are, to me, a lot better if they do their own original songs or scores or what have you, and things like that. And that's why I would agree with Lewis in saying, yeah, Disney definitely does it best when it comes to their music from, like you said, animated movies. And so, and like a lot of it's just, and it's all original stuff. And then you'll have like the occasional song from an established artist sprinkled in there, like here and there. But honestly, I enjoy, I'd say, very few movies that just take songs straight from like established artists. I think the only one that I would like, some of the few that I would make exceptions for, I think, would probably be like, say, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, because the majority of their soundtrack is just like old, like 90s or early 2000s songs from like way back. So Yep.
And to your point, Justin, I feel the same way. However, I really do like when they take songs and then they like artist songs and then they make them into instrumental songs to be able to fit the scene. I've seen them do that a couple times. I can't think of anything at the top of my head, but I've seen them do that a couple times, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, no, you're right. That fits there perfectly. Or they slow them down, or they make them faster paced.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a recent example. I mean, some people might go either way on this, but they reworked when they reworked Like a Prayer for Deadpool
Oh
and Wolverine.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
funny. I was thinking about that. I just saw it on my TV.
yeah,
They brought back Bye Bye Bye.
Man.
And when Kung Fu Panda 4 came out, when Jack Black sang the Britney Spears song, have you guys heard that one?
Which one? Hit me maybe one more time.
Yeah. The kids love it with his take on it. I don't know if you haven't heard it, search it. It's a great song. His song for the Mario movie as well, Bowser. Oh, Peaches.
Oh yeah.
That went
Peaches.
You haven't sang that in a while, Luis.
I know.
Also, we don't talk about the Team Rocket song, Trey.
It's the best.
I hate that. I hate it every time. I'm like, oh, not this shit again.
Now, going back a little bit, the starting song when the first scene in the first Blade movie, when they are in that bloodbath, or like this like a techno club or something, and
Mhm.
the blood starts coming down and the song hits. I still play that song. I have it on my list. I play it in my car.
Another good soundtrack like score.
Hold
that
on a
we haven't
second,
talked-
Ronald in the chat. No.
I don't know what that is.
Yes.
No. Fuck off.
I don't know what that is. So
Yeah, neither do I.
Sandstorm? You don't know Sandstorm?
Mm-mm.
It's a great song.
Lola, what were you gonna say?
A soundtrack that we haven't talked about that has a movie that we haven't talked about that has a really good score is the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are really good too.
Mm.
And pretty much any adventure movie in the
Yeah.
early 2000s.
I do agree with that. I also agree or I also think that the music that they used to use, it's not as good as the music that they use now.
It was more epic.
It was more epic. It added to the scene, especially like the mixing of like epic songs with like epic fight scenes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like they tried doing that now, but it just doesn't go as well.
Mm.
We gotta keep a count on the screen every time we say epic, okay?
Epic.
Epic.
It's so epic.
It's I think that like National Treasure. That score in National Treasure is epic. It's just amazing. It just makes you feel like you're in the movie. It makes you like excited for what's about to happen.
Also actual soundtrack. I just remember this. Teen Wolf had the greatest soundtrack every fucking season for some reason.
I never watched Teen Wolf.
Who?
Really good. They have a lot of like indie songs, but they're really good.
Well, if we're talking about like shows, one of my guilty pleasures was One Tree Hill, and the theme song for One Tree Hill. To me was,
Is that the one?
what?
There's a Cats musical. I'm assuming that's
No,
what you're
this is
talking
the other the bloody show. It's
Oh.
not. Yeah. It's a different show.
Yeah, guys, thank you. I was like, what?
Ronald in the chat, the Michael J. Fox version, sure.
Yeah, no. That I saw that one.
Mm.
And the theme song for Buffy the Vampire Slayer was good. Like the intro song, it was very heavy metal too.
I don't
about.
remember.
Buffy.
Like the movie or the show?
The show.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
I did not.
I watch every episode. That's the thing. I was more into vampires and zombies. So like I never watch The Walking Dead. But I watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. 2 different shows. 2 different eras. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch either.
I also feel like vampires are a little bit. It's more about the drama.
Not in Blade.
no. It's
Fair,
When-
but majority it seems like of like vampire movies is more like about the dramatics behind being a vampire,
Mm.
or people trying to figure out about vampires and all that stuff. Zombies is more about gore.
Right, and I'm more of a action person. Like when it comes to movies, and zombies, they can't control themselves, and it's mostly like chasing people.
Mhm.
But when it came to vampires, it was always like an epic fight. Like
Yeah,
Lola, one of your favorite movies has an epic fight between a vampire and a wolf.
Van Helsing.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah,
you
but
were
that
talking
one
about the other.
I thought so too. I was like, "Are you sure that's my favorite movie?" I don't remember what's happening.
No, the original
It's
fight
fine.
between
It was
a
like Van
vampire.
Helsing with a question
Yeah.
mark at the end.
Yes, Van Helsing.
Um.
We don't talk about Diamond Skin.
I'm trying to remember the
but
name.
do you
Was
remember how dramatic that vampire
Twilight.
was?
Twilight.
Yes.
But also, I think on that same like line of thought, it's like zombies is more like the like being stressed out all the time almost,
Yeah.
because people are getting chased constantly and trying and fighting for their lives, and then vampires is just like, anyways, cannot touch the sun. Bye.
The zombie
about you
movies
now?
are survival,
Mm.
Yeah.
and the vampire / werewolf movies are more like, without talking about Twilight, they're more about like action, fighting,
Yeah.
and gore, and
And
to
sucking.
an extent, and yeah, because Underworld. So
Underworld was really good, actually.
right, and then
Saw the first one once. Haven't seen anything else.
1, 2, and I can't remember if it's what 3 is. No, 1, 2, and 3 are really good. The rest you're okay without. The second one, they kind of go back in time, and they
Right.
show you the beginnings as to why, and not the beginnings as to why werewolves and vampires. Well, yeah, actually, werewolves and vampires hate each other, but what
Mhm.
cemented that essentially. It's really good. And the third one is a continuation of the first one almost.
right.
Mm.
So the second
that.
one is a prequel.
Yeah.
To everything. But essentially, other than Resident Evil, which also had a good soundtrack,
The first one.
right? I feel like that is a zombie movie that is like action packed.
Yeah, I like the second one too, though. I feel like the second one still is like stands true to that, and then the third, there's nobody around, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I just think it's more. It's not about the chase; it's about them fighting the zombies.
True. Well, yeah.
I'm sorry if to me one of the most epic scenes is when that laser
Yeah.
cuts the dude. He's like he jumps over it and he's about to jump. Yeah, and then it turns into the
Ooh.
grid.
I
Yeah.
remember that scene.
Well, the reason why I was thinking the second one as well is because that whole school scenario, the entire time they're getting chased and fighting for their lives, and that's, I mean, if I'm gonna watch a zombie movie, that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
So.
I'm just not a big fan of zombie movies, and to each their own, right?
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any other soundtrack that you in movies that you like?
Not full soundtrack, but the theme song to Game of Thrones is stuck in my brain forever.
Never watched
Yep.
Game of Thrones either.
Ding 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 ding. No, nothing.
Which it's
Keep going, keep going.
That's all I know about the song at the moment.
it's weird because I love, like, obviously this is more like sci-fi, but medieval time.
Outlander theme, Sarah. You're right. I am so sorry, wifey, that I forgot about Outlander. Yes. To the point where, like, so they change singers every other season, and the last season they had a singer that was not the best in my opinion. I like the mystical sound from the first and the second, and every single time the theme song would come on, I would just mute the screen and play the actual one on my phone on Spotify. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Because I remember you guys watching it together while I'm just sitting there. I will get into it too. So I'm not just saying that I was just sitting there not doing anything. But the last season, it was very soulful,
Mhm.
but it didn't fit what the show's about.
That's for that exact same reason. It's very soulful. It's not meant to be soulful. It's meant to be like mystical and
Right.
fairies and other stuff, and it didn't go with it.
Right. Even though there's no fairies.
No, but there's magic.
Yeah.
No.
So
To some extent.
yeah. So I
know
completely understand why you didn't like it. Because it did feel out of place. It was the same song, it's just the style was
not right for the show.
but
the last season of Stranger Things.
ooh.
Stranger Things. We didn't even talk about Stranger Things.
Yes. The last season of Stranger Things helped a lot of artists to have a career that they lost in the 80s.
Because even after that, Metallica got way they had a whole thing in Fortnite.
Yep.
So even my kids know those songs, even though I don't listen to them.
Yes. Sarah said that we had Stranger Things soundtrack on repeat in the car. We did because our youngest, she's obsessed with Stranger Things. She has watched Stranger Things and rewatched it many times, and she is waiting for season 5 to come out. It's funny because she has a shirt of Hellfire Club with their logo, and she wore it to school one day, and the coach told her teacher that she shouldn't be wearing that because it scared the kindergartners.
What? What?
Because the logo of it wasn't the Stranger Things logo; it was the Hellfire logo, which is a devil essentially. So
yeah.
So MegaCon this year, Millie Bobby Brown is going to be.
Oh, wait! Did they announce everybody already?
Not everybody, but they have a good amount of people. And Eddie's going to be there.
I don't care about Eddie. I won't care about one person only.
We care about Eddie.
Okay. Good for you. Is he going to be there? Yes or no?
Yes, that's what I said.
No, not Eddie. Daddy.
Oh,
Hayden Christensen.
No. It hasn't been confirmed yet. It's still 4 months away.
Damn it.
Give it time.
And I know that they're not done with people because they only have 6 or 8, I think it's 8 anime guests, and it's usually 20 of them. Yes, they have. Sarah's very excited and she wants to get the picture with the Breakfast Club cast. Yep. Tom Welland's going to be there.
Who?
Tom Welland, Clark Kent from Smallville.
Oh yeah.
You're muted, Lola. Yep.
Yes, I
There you
know
go.
I'm screaming.
Oh, got it.
So that's why I'm muted. Because the cast of Doctor Who's going to be there. Billy Piper and Matt Smith.
And Priscilla Presley's going to be there.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm so bad at going to any of those because you don't
care.
I could care less of other
Yeah.
people.
He doesn't get super excited for actors and
The only one,
whatnot.
I would like to meet is just The Rock, and that's it. Maybe Kevin Hart. That's it.
I can live without Kevin Hart, but I also understand why. You love his comedy. You're still muted.
I know.
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
screaming.
I see you talking, so
Yes, Martha.
Man,
I
I had
know all
another
these people were
movie.
gonna go there, so now I'm like, people that I now love because I'm catching up also on shows that I've never watched before.
She's being courteous for the headphone users in our audience that will watch this.
Yeah, normally I'm not that way, but there's a lot of screaming going on. I know you see me talking. It's very loud.
got it.
Is the Puerto Ricans out? Just give me 2 seconds. I'm very excited.
I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that Sarah mentioned something with Titanic, and that's an epic
Mm-hmm.
soundtrack, song, whatever,
Mm.
score. I don't know. I'm not keeping track of what you want to call it, but Mike Myers. Mike Myers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the piano.
Oh yes.
Yes. Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know there's 7 different timelines in like the franchise of Halloween. It's like 1, 2, and 3 are one timeline, but then 2, 4, and 6 are a different timeline, and then so on and so forth. Like it's because there's some movies that follow events on previous movies, but not the one after that. There's 7 different timelines on the Halloween franchise.
That just seems weird.
Excessive. That's the word that I was looking for.
Yeah, I think so too.
We never mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Did we?
Dude, bro,
Yeah, we
you
did.
not listen
Yeah.
to me ever?
No, you probably muted or something. I don't know.
No.
That's when right after that, that's when I said that like
Kill
early
Bill.
2000s has like the best epic adventure movies.
Kill Bill.
Kill
That
Bill.
whistle.
The Duchess and the greatest game ever played.
Who?
Have
Never heard of either one of them.
So the greatest game ever played is Shia LaBeouf. Is a true story of a golf player. In the what year,
Oh.
babe? The 20s?
I know. Yeah, I know of it. I've seen like 1 or 2 clips on
It's a good movie.
YouTube, but never saw the movie.
He was an amateur golf player that won the Masters. He beat the professionals. But the problem is after he won, because he was amateur, the rules didn't allow him to collect the winnings. So he didn't win the prize. But this is a true story.
Well, that's 7 different shades of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Sarah always plays it like constantly. It's like one of those movies that if she's cleaning, she'll play in the background. And then when I come home, she forgot that she's cleaning and she's sitting down watching. Yeah. I do the same. With some movies. Like Avengers, I put Endgame on because it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like just listening to it, the soundtrack, because the epicness on the soundtrack.
And how far do you make it through whatever you're doing before you just forget what
It's
you're
a
doing?
3-hour movie, so I watched 2 hours and 45 minutes of it.
So 15 minutes. It's right around what I figured.
Yeah. So, did you know that in Avengers: Infinity War, the beginning theme song compared to Endgame, for Endgame they took half of the instruments out because half of humanity and of existence was wiped out. So for Endgame, they only played half the instruments. That's why it sounds different. It's the same song, just with half of the instruments, and it sounds a bit different. And at the end, they replay the Infinity War version.
Yep.
Little details like that.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
Yes.
I can't believe that Ronald said that's so meta.
What is that even mean?
Uh,
No one knows what it means. But it's
He's an old man.
Provocative.
Weird shit sometimes.
Can you tell him he's not that young?
I do. Every
Get
day.
out of here with your new school shit, man. What are you trying to do?
That's so meta.
He's listening, by the way.
I know he is. That's why he's typing.
I know.
like
I don't need to
meta,
tell
like
him anything. He'll hear you.
like the company meta.
Sarcasm
I don't even know what
does
it means.
Sarcasm does not translate well over text. But
We've learned that the hard
The
way
Matrix.
multiple times.
Matrix.
Did they have music?
Plenty.
oh yeah.
I don't remember much of the music in The Matrix, to be completely honest with you.
Well, I bet you remember the song that plays when he walks into that lobby when he starts shooting everybody.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why I'm picturing Constantine and not the Matrix.
You could
Well,
also be
Constantine does.
picturing John Wick at that point.
Yeah. Which is the same
That's the
character, just different scenarios.
There's
Yeah.
an early audition.
True enough.
It's a multiverse of.
Listen,
Keanu
I
Reeves.
love Keanu Reeves, but he plays the same character every movie. Every single movie.
Just likes to fight.
He does. He just likes to shoot people.
It makes sense as to why he's so mellow in real life.
Mm,
He does all the fighting on screen.
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
I told you guys the theory of John Wick and Neo, right?
Nah.
That, yeah. That, for
Repeat
those
it.
that don't, yes? Or you just don't want me to say it, Lola?
No, I was agreeing with Yadi.
Okay. That John Wick is actually a Neo in the Matrix, and it's just the Matrix having him do all this stuff to keep him, like, locked up.
To keep him occupied so he doesn't
Yeah.
question
Anything.
things.
Feel like we have talked about this, but it was more so like a general thing, not specifically about John Wick.
Yeah, it was in the first season. We talked about it. When John Wick 4 came out.
Mm.
Because I watched John Wick 4. I actually watched 1, 2, and 3 before the movie came out because I hadn't watched them yet. And then when 4 came out, I'm like, okay.
Never got to see it in theaters. Had to get it on the digital release. Good movie, but
Yeah.
not definitely not as good as the first two.
Yes. And the third one was really good too.
Hmm.
The fourth, so 1 and 2, obviously the best. 3 it just fell off a little bit. And then, but it was still good. But then 4 was still an okay movie.
Hmm.
But it was John Wick. And we wanted to see what happened. So we
the
can
way
live
we
with
rank them, the way we rank them is basically in release order.
it. Yeah. Correct. And why did he kill people? Because they killed his dog. They should have just told him that Thanos wiped out his dog and the movie would have been over. He would have wiped out Thanos. So
Could be.
I feel like John Wick is like the new Chuck Norris. You know how they say all those jokes about Chuck Norris that he said there's one epic one in an interview. He's showing a picture of when he went to see the Brothers with the Tiger.
Mm.
And he's like, you see this tiger? I was petting him. And then all of a sudden you hear a really loud growl. And you hear one of the trainers just say, okay, calm down and back up. Don't say anything. So the tiger did. And it's funny that came from him. So, do you guys have anything else? Because I feel like I went on a tangent for no. It had nothing to do with music.
The Addams Family.
I love how you just keep.
I just
Boom.
keep remembering things.
Yeah.
The Addams Family. Yes.
There's a lot. There's a lot more, of course.
Yes.
We'll bring it randomly in the next episodes. I'm just gonna shout out movies, and you'll be like, "What the?"
I have another fun fact about. You said Addams Family. It reminds me of Raul Julia, which he played Gomez Adam in the first one. Did you know that most of his career he was fighting the like Hollywood trying to give roles to Hispanic and black actors, just as stereotypical like roles of like gangbangers or drug addicts or anything like that, and he fought his entire career for that to change, and he and granted they still do kind of, but we still now like last couple of years we've seen a surge of Hispanics like being in the main role of movies. So and he died in 92. It only took 30 years.
More than that.
Right. So he didn't tell anybody that he had cancer either. He did the last movie that he did was Street Fighter. And
Oh yeah.
and that was the only reason he did that movie is because his kids were fans of Street Fighter, and he was like, you know what? For my last movie, I'm just going to do something my kids can watch and enjoy with me in it. It wasn't the greatest movie, but he did fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's a fun fact.
Very nice.
Yep. All right. So if you guys don't have anything else.
Nope.
All right. Fantastic. We have reached the end of the episode. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm glad that we were able to talk about the music in movies and games that we all love. I'm sure there's plenty of more. And if you can think of any, just make sure you drop it down in the comment. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button. And Justin, what can they do?
Click all the things.
Fantastic. See you next week.
Douches.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.